Welcome along and welcome back to Frühling, and it's going to be a pretty busy day here on the farm. We have field 4 here that is full of weeds. We're going to be getting that weeded. We have the grass field needs cutting as that is ready to turn into some silage. And then finally we've got a whole load of spraying to do as well, because our nitrogen levels are pretty bad on our farm. However, we should be able to do it. We've got 3 tractors now, and that should go fairly well. So I've got this field started here, and we've got the weeder going through it. So I'm going to set a hired worker handling this, and with them off making sure that we're weed free, we can head over here to the doit, which I'm going to hook up to the mower and get that done. And yeah, the big job today really is going to be getting this field turned around. We're going to be using both our tractors to do this. The little John Deere will be perfect for windrowing up a little bit later, and also moving stuff around. We don't need to tend the field today. As I said, we're going to be making some we're going to be making the silage out of the field. So all right, let's fold that up. And as it's folding, so it doesn't hit the roof, we'll drive forwards. Yeah, and this should go fairly smoothly. It's only 10 past, or 20 past 8 in the morning. So we'll unfold all this. This grass does not look fully grown. It is, because it's May, and we know that we can do a cut in May. But yeah, it doesn't look fully grown to me. Maybe we need to leave it a little bit longer, but to be honest, I'm going to cut it now. We can get all these jobs done today. We're looking at getting through this year in a pretty swift fashion. Amazingly, I'm coming up to the end of the first headland, and the Xylon has already finished. So let's have a look. Where are you? No, it hasn't. What is going on with this? So the Xylon hasn't finished its task at all. Let's drop that down then, and just finish off this row. Seems to have an issue with stuff on this field. We've had this before, where tractors have just not done this row and got stuck. It's almost as if there's something at the end here that makes it think that the field has a problem. However, just turning this around, putting it back in, we'll line it up on the rows so it's in the right place, and we can get it doing the corn again then. Yeah, onto the field, and away it goes. That should be fine. No, that isn't. What the heck? No, no, no. Where are you going? We might have to do this job manually, because this really does not like this field for some reason. It's very much not actually hoeing where it should be, and I can see a bit at the end where it's missed a load of stuff as well. So yeah, I'm gonna get this fixed, and then we'll get back to the mowing. So looking at this, the hired worker is only doing the weeding when it senses weeds. It has a big problem if there are no weeds ahead of it. So the reason why it said, oh, it finished the job, is because it didn't sense any more weeds on the field, as opposed to just working its way across the field and weeding the whole thing. You can see there, it's picking up and just going where it needs to. I think our best bet is actually to stop a standard hire worker on here, and we will set up a course play course. So we will set our target position as there. We'll set our target direction as there. We'll generate a course with no headlands, because we don't have any headlands on this field, and generate it. Yep, there we go. And if I turn on the course generation, what we can do is pick up on the last line that comes this direction, nearest waypoint, and just get it to work the rest of this field. So this is why course play is so useful, because apparently the hired worker can't sense the weeds. We definitely have a drop in yield on this mode field. Yeah, it's dropped again compared to the last field. Tractor won't go into reverse. Now it has. There we go. So yeah, compared to our last cut, this is definitely not a great result. It's not a huge problem. We have lots and lots of silage anyway, and all this is going to go to is to selling for a little bit of extra profit. So yeah, nice quick cut, and we should be able to get a decent amount off here. Not a huge amount, but enough to make a nice little bit of extra cash. We really want to leave the farm at the end of the year in the best possible situation we can, especially as this is going to be our last year. So our harvest off this is how much it will be to set the farm up. And in fact, there's something that we need to look at. At the moment, we have a planter that's leased. I want to replace that. And there is actually a planter currently available in the used sales that is appropriate to our vintage setup here. So once we get this field done, I think we'll pop down to the shop and we'll have a look at that. Last couple of rows to finish this off, and it's just gone 10 o'clock. So making good time here, and very pleased again with this. It's not the greatest yield, but it'll be enough to make a nice little amount. We're not dropping too much on this side. We drop more on the other side, on the lonely side of this field. But this side, yeah, has not been too bad. So we'll finish that off there. Lift up and fold. And then the next thing is to get our little John Deere out. But I think rather than do that, what we'll end up doing is popping down to the shop quickly and switching over our bits of kit for planting, because there is something down there that is going to be far more useful to us than the money drain that we have at the moment with our current planter. Now, this is not a bad little John Deere planter. I quite like it, but it is leased, as I said, and while 6 meters, I think this might be a 6 meter one. The one we're looking at is a lot thinner, and this is leased, and we don't have lease to buy on here. So let's head down to the shop and get these switched out. First things first, we'll want to pull up alongside here and return this. Yeah, return that. No point in repainting it because it's leased, so we won't get any money back for doing that. And then we'll just pop into the shop. We have a look at the sale items. Over here, we have a nice case, an International Harvester Cyclo Air 800. This is from the 1960s. It's not quite as wide as the one we just got rid of, but it is purchasable, and it is only 4,288. So we'll buy that. Yes. And that gives us a nice period specific, well, ish feeder that we own as well. So that will be really useful, or would be really useful going forward on the farm. And we got small enough fields that the width on this isn't a problem. So there we are. Right, let's get this back to the farm, and we can continue on getting our field collected up and turned into silage. we'll place this back where the other seeder or the other planter was. Put it in the bushes over here. Would be really good, I think, to try and clear this area out and put a lean-to or something down the side here, just to give us somewhere to put things like this under cover. So that fits fairly well in there. We'll disconnect that. And now we'll go and get the windrower, and I think we'll use follow me and get a hired worker following behind this tractor in the Deutz and get this all done in one go, because time is ticking and we really want to get our field sprayed as soon as that Xylon is free and ready. So pull this forward slightly. There we go. Hook it all up, and we'll go and get ourselves lined up with this. Come back and we'll set up the Deutz behind it. Deutz is set up behind. Let's drop this down and start rowing up, and with any luck things will start just following behind. And yeah, we just got to watch for when that Deutz runs out of space in it, so that we can go and tip it, because if it gets too far behind or gets too full and runs too long, we'll have trouble picking it up again. So just making sure that we are not too tight into the corners and that we don't miss when that trailer gets full. Sounds like my Deutz is full. Yeah, follower stopped and the Deutz is full. Perfect. Right, let's go get this emptied, and then we'll come back and start following again. Not too bad, 13,000 liters, and we're only about 2/3 of the way around the field. Should be a very nice amount of silage off here that we'll get to sell at the end of the year. So tip that there, and that can get fermenting. And to do that, we need to turn on our grass silage fermenter. Perfect. Right, that is away. I love that we can multitask like this now. It's making a massive difference to how quickly we can get things done. This would be an all-day job previously with just a single tractor. We'd have to previously just go around and do this. We could have got the Xylon and the Deutz working together on this, but with the Xylon's limited turning circle, it would make such maneuvers hard. I'm hoping that the trailer can follow that around and pick that up. We'll find out in a moment. And yeah, not too bad. We have a great demand at the animal dealer, so I need to check out what that is. That is likely either silage or hay or straw. So yeah, we really want to check out what that is. So when the next time the Deutz gets full, which is not far off, we'll be able to do that. Just waiting to hear it stop right now. There we go. It stopped. We can run back and let's check what this is. We have a great demand for straw at the animal dealer, but I don't think, no, even with the great demand, it's still below best price. So we don't want to worry about that at all. We'll just keep on with this job and get this finished. I've been trying to avoid sharp turns while doing this, and I think for the most part I've managed it. One of the nice things about doing the collection as we go is I'm not having to avoid any of my previous rows or anything like that. We can just run through and row everything up as we're doing it, and it is making things so much easier. Even if we'd had a baler going around here, it would have not been as easy as this. And that is just great because it means that we can very swiftly and very speedily go around here. I don't have to lift my windrower because it's not actually having to avoid any other rows or anything. And it's just working out really well. That, I'm hoping, might get full before we finish this. But we'll see how we do. And that is this side of the field done. Are we going to have a full trailer before then? Is it going to miss something? Make sure it doesn't. It might have missed a little bit. So what we can do in a situation like that, yeah, we've got a tiny bit here. So just run over that bit and make sure it's in such a way that our trailer should come and pick it up later. Meanwhile, we'll head into this second part of the field here. Start getting this road up. Last couple of rows, and I think that is about to be a full trailer. Yeah, there we go. Jump into that. Get it started, and it's already 1 o'clock. It's already 1 o'clock, and we've just had the finished work come up. So it looks like we might be able to go around ourselves and get the field sprayed. We'll just have to get the Xylon back to the farm, loaded up, and there's plenty of time this afternoon to get that job done and finished, which will be fantastic. I mean, that will be our very busy day of work to go, and we will be ready for harvest at that point. Which is really where I want to get to. And back on the field, last row. This should easily fit in the trailer. There's nowhere near a full trailer here. Although I'm slightly surprised by how much there is in the trailer. Right, we'll lift this up and fold it. And off we come. That's this job done. All we need to do, go get the Xylon and start spraying our fields with some fertilizer, and hopefully we should be able to get around them fairly quickly. It's a decent sprayer we've got, and the Xylon is more than up to the task. And we'll turn that off while we get this parked, and I will meet you down at the shop where we'll go and grab some fertilizer. We do have a bit of fertilizer in the tank, but I want to just top that up so that we can get a make sure we get round everything. Let's just head over here. Fertilizer, of course, being the more expensive thing, but nothing there. Oh, if this was any other series, that would be just the perfect buy. A JCB fast track would be absolutely brilliant, but we need some fertilizer, so we'll grab a tank of the helm. Yes, 3,200. So we should be able to fill up with that without too much hassle. Yep, just bring over here. Refill. Most of this should fit in the back. Oh, sorry, in the front. And then we will also get some in the back as well. Back us up and refill. Now, I just want to check that all of my cables and everything are hooked up, because I don't think they are. So that's my PTO. But my cables don't seem to be hooked up. Yeah, so I'm hoping this will work. It's worked before, and we have sprayed fields with this before. So let's go over to field 8 and give this a try. So in the side here, unfold our sprayer. Nice wide span on this as well. So it shouldn't be too much hassle. And then activate it. And we'll see how much this takes. We have a lot of nitrogen needs going on these fields. They are really low. think we might be all right. We are at 88%. So long as we don't use 20% per field, we should be okay. And we've only used 14% on the first field. So that's good news. And that is our biggest field as well. So we'll move on to the second one, onto field 5. And hopefully this will keep up this trend. And we won't be too badly off. Yeah, 120, 115 needed for the sorghum on sandy loam. So it's actually a slightly lower requirement here. That's really good news. It looks like my seeder missed a few spots down this side. That's not great. I would very much like to have had a full field of sorghum here. But that is a little bit of an issue with going with the hired worker. And that's the base game hired worker. I think our better bet might be to go with course play, especially after the problems we saw with the hired worker on field 4. That was very weird. However, this field is just about done, and again we are only down to about 76%. So looking like we're going to use about another 10% of our total amount of fertilizer on here, and that should mean we have plenty left for the remaining 3 fields. 3 fields down, and the sunflowers really haven't taken much. We are going to have to fold up the sprayer though to get from this field to the next one, because I don't think trees are going to let us pass without a huge load of problems. So down into here, and certainly going from this field to the last field we'll need to. So unfold again, and yeah, field 4, like all the other fields, is looking really, really bad on the nitrogen front. So we'll get this sprayed as well, and that will help things out here too. And we'll be ready for harvest. We're fully weeded, we are fully sprayed, everything's planted. Next time it is going to be on to our final harvest. And this is the corn all done and dusted. So that, we'll turn that off, we'll fold that up. One last field to go to get everything done and to get our farm fully prepared. And I'm very, very pleased. Our cows are in good stead as well. So we might have to move some milk from them into the dairy next time, get that last bit of cheese created ahead of what will probably be our big sell-off. And yeah, we've got 5 fields to harvest. I'm hoping with our combine we'll be able to do it. And we'll start with one header, we'll finish with the other. Oh, they might not all come ripe at the same time, so it may be a case that to get all of our harvest done, we also have to move forward in time, or possibly we'll insert another episode in so that we can make sure everything does actually get harvested. This field here, I think this is canola, is looking really nice. I'm pleased with most of our fields. The only one that's a little bit of a disappointment is the sorghum, because of the problems that we had with it being seeded. However, that is all the work done on the farm for today, and that means that we are all done and dusted for today on Frühling. So all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.